Dear friends, today we are going to discuss question number 1, chapter projection of solid, subject engineering graphics. Side length of base is given 40 mm, axis height 70 mm for square pyramid. Now to prepare solution of this problem, we can draw horizontal line as shown in figure XY line. This point we can mark at any distance from XY line. Now we can draw horizontal, vertical line and horizontal line to prepare square. As square pyramid is given in the question, so we can draw here square having side length 40 mm. Now we can draw diagonal of this square as shown in figure. We can mark point A, B, C and D. Now this point is O point, intersecting point of diagonal. We can draw vertical line passing from each point. Here we have drawn axis having length 70 mm as it is given in the question. Now we can join this point. We can mark here point A dash, B dash, C dash and D dash, and this is point O dash. Length of this line is 70 mm axis length. To prepare this triangle, we can mark this point C dash, D dash anywhere on the XY line. Now we can consider radius is equal to O dash, C dash. Consider C dash as center point, and with C dash, O dash radius, we can draw one arc on XY line. So we will get here point O dash. Now we can consider here radius equal to C dash, A dash. Consider C dash center point and draw one more arc here having any length. Now consider O dash as center, O dash, A dash radius. We can set O dash, A dash radius. Considering O dash center point, we can draw one more arc here. So we will get here intersecting point. That point is A dash, B dash point. In this way we can prepare this triangle shape as it is written in the question, triangle face resting on horizontal plane. Now we can draw vertical line. Passing from each of these point as shown in figure. Horizontal line passing from this point. We will get here intersecting point. Here we can mark this point and join this point with dark line as shown in figure. This line should be dark line as it is outline of the part. Now we can join this line as dotted line because it is hidden line. This point we can mark A, B, C and D, and this will be point O. Vertical line passing from O dash, horizontal line from O, it will be point O. Similar way we can consider vertical line from A dash, horizontal line from A, this will be point A. In this way we can mark point A, B, C and D. Now we can draw this figure. Now to prepare this part of the solution, this line at an angle of 45 degree with the vertical plane, or we can say this angle we can consider 45 degree as it is written here, 45 degree angle with vertical plane. This much angle we can consider 45 degree. Now we can write here point P, P dash, this is point P dash and this will be point P. Now we can take radius is equal to OP. Consider O point anywhere on this line. We can take radius OP and we can draw one arc on this inclined line. So here we can mark point P. Now from point P we can draw this line, perpendicular line. These both lines are perpendicular with each other. Length of this CD line we can mark here same distance CDD. Now we can consider this much distance PD. We can consider here on this line PC distance, same distance we can consider PC. Now we can consider this distance BA here, this will be same distance BA, CB, this will be CB distance. So in this way we can prepare this rectangle shape here. Now we can join this point A with O, B with O, D with, now we will get intersecting point, vertical line from A, horizontal line from A dash. So we will get here point A, vertical line from D, horizontal line from D dash. So we will get here point D as shown in D dash as shown in figure. Similar way C dash point and B dash point we will get here O dash point. Now join O dash, B dash, B dash, A dash, A dash, D dash, D dash, B dash, C dash, A dash, O dash with dotted line. In this way we can prepare solution of this problem. Thank you my dear friends.